Hi, good evening, guys. Welcome to Freewheeling Fridays with Bhargava. Hey, Vinod, welcome.
Hey Karthik,
Looks like I have some issues with my audio today.
is how things are looking better? I'm just trying from mobile today. Are we live?
We are live, yes. Yeah, I think I'm having some issues with my earphones, but you can hear me all right, right?
Yes, I can hear. Yes.
All right.
This is not looking good. Is it better?
Yeah, things always happen in the last minute, no?
Okay. Are we good to go then?
Yeah, we're good to go. I think we're waiting for Bhargavi to join us, but
So you
guys,
don't have a
welcome to
count.
another Freewheeling
You didn't do the
Fridays.
countdown today, Karthik. You didn't do the countdown today.
Say that again.
The countdown.
Yeah, we had a countdown.
Oh, you had a countdown. Oh, okay. Maybe I joined
We
in.
did, we did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what's left to talk today. Looks like, huh?
yeah. We did a countdown, but I do think that it got stuck at some point of time. Everything is a little here and there today.
Okay.
Finally, I can hear you in my earphones.
Okay, great. Hey, that's great. I think everybody's had a great Diwali weekend, and I think this is the week after Diwali. I'm sure people are like just about trudging back to work, and thinking what next.
Hmm.
Kind of sense. Um, I also think this week was kind of like that for me also in a sense. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, guys, there are quite a few people logged on right now. Welcome to the show, everybody. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to type them in the comments, either on YouTube or on Periscope. I mean, in Twitter, right? We will one get to display the questions up here on the screen, and two, obviously, we can discuss the topic, right? I mean, this is supposed to be a freewheeling conversation, so nothing is beyond the pale, maybe except for the personal lives you know
Yeah, yeah. So Karthik, so all the Diwali sweets exhausted?
what, dude, I moved over the weekend, right? So it's a very subdued sort of Deepavali for us. Not that we are like celebrating crazily even before, but it's a little more subdued this time compared to last. uh, but I think everything is subdued. This is 2020 after all, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we have a comment from Sanchi. Okay, it's DoorDash. I put it on the screen. DoorDash, Airbnb's S1's
Hmm.
launch of Twitter intro. Also, why did fleets become cool again?
Yeah, I think I can take the last one first.
I was
Fleet.
gonna say this is your area.
No, the fleets became cool again because it was got launched. But previously, it was, or rather in the US, I don't know which is the truth. But previously, it was only in India, and then first time the US folks are experiencing fleets. And I mean, all of us have already seen it over the months, and we've kind of got used to it. And I think fleets were fleeting only. I mean, hardly lot of usage after the initial enthusiasm. Now, I think it's a good feature, but it's like, yeah, ephemeral stuff, right? I think the US folks are just are excited currently, and that's why if you're following a lot of folks from the US, then you'll probably start seeing that, and that's why it's cool again. Yeah, for whatever it's worth. I think the Airbnb S1 Karthik has been phenomenal. I
Hmm,
think
hmm.
Sanchi, great. Thanks for adding material. Me and Karthik were grappling with what to discuss, and I haven't had the time
Yeah.
to look at the S1, but Airbnb's S1, I think you should. I think I would love to go through and see what's happening. Just before this conversation started, right? There's another interesting thing also happened that I'm going through. SEC is modified accredited investor status definitions in the US, allowing for more exempt raisings. There's some document that's rolling around. That's another interesting piece of action. Uh, Airbnb, I have not gone. Sanchi, I would love if you've gone through to come live and see if you want to talk about it. Yeah.
No, Vinod, I think that's a good point, right? I think I was reading an article, this morning on Airbnb's filing. Obviously, I think everybody got fixated on the GMV, right? You know how far it
Hmm.
has fallen. So that's an interesting statistic, if you will. Right? I'm just looking at the. Uh, uh, Even before. So this is United States financial year, right, which runs from Jan to December. So Q2 is essentially when the bulk of COVID issues have come about, and the revenue, I mean, the GMV, or the gross booking value, is $3.2 billion, which is less than half in the previous quarter,
Hmm.
right, and less than a third in the same quarter previous year.
Hmm. Hmm.
So last year, this quarter, it was $9.8 billion, and this year it's $3.2 billion, quarter two.
Hmm. Hmm.
But there's a healthy rebound in Q3, though. I think this probably is attributable to opening up in the United States, right? Which is obviously Airbnb's number one market, and thanks to Mr. Trump, people barely care about any of these restrictions anymore.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an interesting conversation. I think I did want to look at some of their metrics and the margins, which I haven't really gone through yet just yet.
No, interesting. I think I would also love to go through. Yeah, I mean, not I've not had the time. Maybe that's something to definitely do. But another thing that got from the US, Karthik, I'll tell you, is I don't know if anybody noticed this. I've just had this at the back of my mind. Apple's owns Silicon for their next set of Macs, right? I don't know if this is slightly old news, but it's called the M1 chip. Um,
Yeah.
and the new Max or the MacBook Air is going to come, or it's already out. I'm assuming with that confidence, and that's like a huge thing, right? Silicon. What this means is, they're not dependent on Intel anymore, and that means Intel's real status is in big question any which way right now, and this makes it even more difficult in some sense, right? That's one part of the story. And an immediate reaction that I saw, right, Apple made another announcement, which talked about reducing their cut of the App Store to like
Mm.
15% for 98% of the developers. That means the people who have lower revenues apparently, and that's
Ah,
what I
nice.
heard. But you know what is also brewing? G, it's not G, sorry, Nvidia said, look, we're going to launch games, which you can stream and play on the browser directly. You know what this means?
Mm.
You just go log in onto the browser and it plays from the cloud. You don't need an app.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to pay the cut to Apple in some
Mm.
sense. So, so I think this Apple's monopoly
So
question,
we're doing a full circle now. We moved from web onto apps and back onto web now, or
yes,
cloud
yes,
rather.
yes, yes. This is cloud. This is like sometimes called as thin client. In the old days, and Sun Microsystems had kind of pioneered this a decade. Pioneered in a sense, not adoption. The technology had got pioneered. Where the server used to stay in one place and you just had a monitor in front of you. The processing used to happen at the server side, and you just have a very thin client for display, right?
Mm-mm.
And I think that was just in an enterprise. Now we are first time. I think we would start seeing this. Cloud-led approach for gaming, right? And if Nvidia is a dominant game currently, so Nvidia and saying dominant games is a company, right? So if they are saying it's potentially possible to do games like this, I think we are obviously headed there, right? Then the App Store becomes kind of slightly irrelevant. The more everything can happen on the cloud. You don't need an app store, to give you the full experience. If you can get the full experience on the cloud with 5G coming in, yeah, the app stores, will have their own trouble. Looks like, it's too early to predict, but looks like, at least, uh, that's what looks like. 5G speeds are pretty high, Karthik. So if you have that speeds reliably, right, you can stream from the cloud and have a similar experience. Yeah,
Yeah, I think we are some years away from it, right?
correct.
We are nowhere near getting 5G even in 2021,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah. So the other thing, these, in Sanjay's message, right, about DoorDash also filing S1.
Mm.
Interestingly, Zomato, this I think yesterday or day before or this week, they released that the GMV numbers for them have rebounded to pre-COVID levels.
Mm.
So potentially, we can. There have been noises around Zomato's IPO, right, in 2021. You know, we'll have to see how this DoorDash's thing is going to reflect on Zomato's next year.
Mm. No, I think Zomato has been telling for the longest time, right? And anyway, Zomato is owned by a public company, right? InfoEdge.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the InfoEdge stock has been shooting up crazily over the last or more than a month. It's like you can look at the stock price of InfoEdge, right? So
Yeah.
that's probably some indication of the IPO of Zomato. In my mind, a lot of people are buying of Zomato stocks for whatever reasons, right? So having info at stocks, maybe they see it as a proxy to Zomato, and it's always been shooting up. But Karthik, strangely, right, we've not had an IPO for a long time, man, in the Indian tech ecosystem at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think a couple of IPOs will really do good for the ecosystem. Yeah, and in the US, we've seen this happening time and again, right? Startups growing and getting into IPOs, uh, and that's like that should start happening. It look interesting. I would anticipate. I mean, I would love to see what happens. Once Zomato comes through. Yeah.
Right. And it looks like, this 195 million that they've raised recently, right? Probably they'd last before the IPO. We'll have to see. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
could be interesting. Yeah, COVID has turned out to be positive for a lot of these guys. So,
Right.
that's
Right.
tailwind. Yeah, let's see. Few IPOs. That should be interesting to watch for. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Great question. Thanks, Sanchi. You really helped us solve the question about what to talk today. Right.
No, Karthik, this interestingly enough, the other thing that caught my mind, right, is this company called Relativity Space.
Hmm.
Uh, this is in the rocket launching space. They announced a 500 million raise at like a 2.5 billion kind of valuation. Uh, why? I'll tell you. It's a little surprising to me because they've not yet launched a single vehicle into the.
Do, do they have
Yeah,
a website?
yeah, yeah. You can show that it's called Relativity Space. Um, in some sense, right? What they are trying to say is, look, Elon Musk did first principle saying, cost of rocket launching is like 2 to 3%, is the cost of aluminium, metals, and all that, right? He went by that and said, look, I'll make rocket launches cheaper. I mean, that's how Elon Musk built SpaceX, right? First principles. So these guys are saying, look, every part that goes into the rocket, right? We'll do 3D printing. Okay, everything. They're saying, look, I'll bring down the cost even further now,
Hmm.
and that's relativity space. Uh, it's like I think a lot of people who missed out on investing in SpaceX probably would have got into this company. You should show the website, right? It's pretty interesting, and I'm not sure a lot of folks in India would have seen it. They raised 500 million. 2.3 billion valuation. That is like without launching a single vehicle, right? So that's something um,
Yeah.
to see, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to actually show the website, but looks like we're having some technical issues.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
No worries, Karthik. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, you could see some great, pictures, of what's happening, interesting stuff, But they've not launched, keep that in mind. We don't know what this means. I just thought, I'll put that out. That caught my eye this week, and I was looking at, what's happening there, and that just caught my attention. Yeah. Uh, and then obviously, there's a lot more to rockets than just relativity space. So all of yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Bhargavi. Welcome.
Hi.
How is your day so far?
Let me think how to answer. But it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
Bhargavi has been the most hardworking today, right? She's like,
Back to back calls for Bhargavi today.
yeah,
yeah, we have got a surge of interest from potential investors. So have been doing
Nice.
calls explaining people.
yeah.
How does it work, Bhargavi? I think that's a good topic to discuss, right? How does it work? Is it inbound, or do you reach out
Outreach.
to the investors? Yeah.
Yeah, all my sales skills come to use.
Nice. Great.
And
So I
it's
think
it's always a learning experience, right? Because today I was talking to somebody and they wanted me to talk about the returns, and they started comparing this with mutual fund and stock market investments, right? So it's a great experience. The kind of questions you face and how do you answer them.
Mm, mm.
yeah.
So what's the answer, Bhargavi?
Yeah.
I'll ask you this now. I'm getting 22% on my small cap. Yeah.
Wow, we will take it offline. I don't have so much. I want to know your portfolio.
No, no. I mean, it's a fund. It's a fund. The fund is giving me 20%.
Still, I want to know.
So how do you beat that? Through startup investments.
So, I think my strategy has been being very candid, right? When someone asks me this, no, I say, look, this is the riskiest asset class. So, if I'm a wealth manager, and many wealth managers also suggest that you don't invest more than 10% of your disposable net worth on this particular category, or on riskier asset categories, right? So, I tell the same thing. And I also tell that the moment, let's say, you want to invest 10 lakhs and you put it in startups, as long as you are okay to lose the entire 10 lakhs, so that is a mindset which you have to have. If you don't have the mindset yet, then you're not still ready for investing in startups. So I'm generally very candid and I tell people like this. And this is like, if you get a return, you probably if you're lucky, you can average at 3.5x, 4x, which has been, I think, like the angel investment average return in India so far, right? On people who have built a portfolio and are lucky enough to build the right portfolio. So that's what I tell. So if you're lucky, you probably get 3x on your portfolio over the next 8 years. But be ready always to lose the entire money.
Hey, Bhargavi, I
Um,
have another interesting answer. Join us for tomorrow for our angel investing course to find the answer, right?
Karthik, can you please highlight Vinod now?
Do you want to repeat
Yeah.
that, Vinod?
So,
Yeah.
Karthik, I said, I have an interesting answer. Join us our angel investing course, which is starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. at javacapital.co/angel investor. Simple, right? You'll have all the answers. Attend. You get to be part of 8 sessions, one over 4 weeks, and all of us tell how much to invest, where to invest. Our angel investing course. That's the answer. Very easy answer, Bhargavi. Cut the call.
We will even bring the companies for you to invest in.
And also we also get to the companies to invest in post,
Yeah.
learning the ropes. Easy answer, Bhargavi.
Yeah, only thing is I sometimes try to draw the line between pitching for the course. If some people, I genuinely think if some people will benefit from the course, I tell them please do check out our website. And if the conversation has been going really well, then I tell them we actually have a course. Why don't you look at it? Otherwise, I just leave it. I send them a link on our to our website and leave it at that. But yes, these are some of the things which we discussed in detail. And if you want to spend more time with us asking many of your questions, getting answered, that is the best place because all three of us are present for 8 sessions, which is close to, I think, what, 12 hours over a month, and even beyond that. So even today, I had a telephonic chat with one of our old course participants, nothing to do with any specific investment, but she wanted to understand about fintech sector because she's exploring couple of companies to invest in. So I had a chat. So we do that, and yeah,
Awesome. So I think,
thank you,
yeah, I think that's a nice segue that I found, frankly, in the middle of all that, So I know Karthik is trying to bring the angel investor page, I can see it in his eyes, but, clearly.
Today is not the day, man. This is so annoying.
Yeah.
So I upgraded my Mac OS to Big Sur today, right? And since then, there have been so many issues with my audio. There's so many issues with sharing
Yeah.
screen and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not upgrading. A lot of people put it up saying don't upgrade already.
Hmm.
So I'm like super cautious not to upgrade now. Anyway, so maybe that's the reason all these applications have not got upgraded, or there's some bugs. Yeah,
Correct. Correct.
absolutely.
So many
Yeah,
bugs. So many bugs.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Bhargavi, I just want to ask. I spoke about what caught my eye. I spoke about relativity space, right? Anyway, I mean, tomorrow the angel investor course also is something on top of my mind for this week at least. That's we I think spoken about. What caught your eye this week?
Um, One thing I think is all of us know there are a couple of interesting deals which happened in the agriculture or animal produce. One we all know is animal, right? I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, yeah.
But another interesting deal was also,
Krishi,
I think this
yeah.
was a cattle feed or something, animal nutrition.
No,
There
it's
was
called
a deal.
Krimanshi.
Himanshi, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So I
yes.
was like, suddenly, what is happening here?
Suddenly, animal
um,
spirits are coming out. That's what I sense.
and of course, you
Cheesy,
all know
man.
my
So
love.
cheesy.
You all know my love for D2C, and I think one
Yes.
of the brands that I have been following very closely just announced they closed a round of funding. So I'm like
Oh.
quite disappointed.
Uh-oh.
Hey, why didn't you chase them? We could have done it, Bhargavi. You should just chase them. It's not a big round. We could have been a part of it.
I think I just chased a different company. The company which I am chasing is also quite promising. So that's fine.
Sure, sure. Let's look at it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So Karthik. So animals have caught Bhargavi's attention for this week. What's caught yours? Birds.
Nothing has caught my eye this week.
Karthik is tied up with
When
moving.
it took me like 2 days to get internet restored. So
Yeah.
actually, they're not bad, right? I was they gave me a deadline till 24th November. I was like, I had a mini stroke when I heard that.
No,
But I think currently we are officially Whitefield Fund.
Correct.
no,
That's right. We are based out of Whitefield.
Yes.
no. We are based out of Bangalore. These two people are outside Bangalore. That's it.
Time for you to move,
And Karthik, Karthik, very strange, right? He came to Bangalore, same place, then moved to Indranagar. He wanted all the glory of Indranagar. Frankly, I'm just giving away some nuggets here. Then then his parents came and he realized his excitement, and he can't do a
I've
lot of
soaked in
stuff.
enough Indira
He
Nagar.
signed up for at Indranagar. then he goes back to Whitefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karthik, there is some indication, man. You have to do something there. That's what it means. Yeah.
No, man, it's like, when you get a job and then you have a family, you move to suburbs, right? It's kind of that stage for me right now. I have a job, and my parents are here with me, so I have to move to the suburbs.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Good. So, Vinod, uh, I just thought I'll ask you. Let's say, for example, there is somebody who's a core tech person who is always on the fence to invest in startups, and but they don't know how to decide. What would you tell them? I know this is what we talk in detail in the course, but I just wanted you to give something like a 2-minute pitch on what will you tell somebody like that?
No, I think if the person is tech or a non-tech, right? Uh, I mean, that's how they get conditioned, right? At the end of the day, right? I just feel, right, it's their own inner belief that I want to support something, or I just feel I want to take risk, right? It's the risk taking appetite, frankly. Either being in tech or non-tech. Maybe a tech person will have slightly affinity towards tech solutions. Maybe that helps, I don't know. But I think it's a risk, really, Bhargavi. I mean, ability to think, can I take this risk? And I'm okay to let go of this money, and then something will definitely come back, kind of thinking. I think we see, or angel investing is optimism, frankly speaking. You have to be very, very optimistic to get into angel investing in the or we see venture investing, right? It's like, how do I say, right? Like, I think Warren Buffett says, you get wealthy and stay wealthy, right? A lot of people are in the stay wealthy mindset. That means very conservative. But before you go to stay wealthy, you have to get wealthy, right? That is thinking, it's not so easy in some sense. And once you get wealthy, you have to make sure that you don't lose all of it. That's the primary thinking itself in a lot of cases, right? How do you break that? Frankly, is by just giving some example cases of what happened. Not sounding like Ponzi, but like what Karthik put in the video recently, like saying Ashish made X amount of money. That immediately catches somebody's attention. But even though that's not the reality across a portfolio, but those kind of things, right, starts somebody to thinking, oh, maybe I will hit a lottery. So just to grab attention, see some success stories, and then but eventually understand that, look, this is a portfolio game that we'll have to reveal to people and tell people, that's how it works. I mean, I am also upfront and honest to people, saying, whenever they ask, I mean, if you're not suitable, you're not suitable. Like last week, I drove with a friend who had got a new car. We were driving along, and all of these are my college mates and schoolmates, right? So one of them asked, you stop selling to us, invest in startups. Frankly, so I honestly told him, right, I sell, where I can actually sell in a way. So I mean, I realized, there's no point in wasting energy on time on it, right? So he finally realized I'm not going to sell, because I've done enough of it already, and I believe none of these people will have the appetite to invest. And I made that call, and I told them, look, I'm not going to sell further. You want to ask me something, I'm happy to tell you, but I'm not going to sell you guys to invest anymore. Very, very specifically. I mean, a very good friends, right? So I think I gauged, in some sense, if somebody is not ready, I leave it. If they realize, they'll only come back again. It's really hard to push them over the what do you call, edge. It's very hard in this case. You can sense that usually in your first couple of conversations. That's how I've seen it. So I wouldn't go and convince somebody who's not interested in the first place. That way, yeah.
So, guys, I was just reminiscing about our previous members of the angel investor course, right? What really stuck out for me was that a lot of them have already been investing, right? Like angel investing, and still, they found the course very useful. Um, and I think one of the feedback that we received is the breadth of topics that we cover in our course, right? I think that is something that really makes a lot of sense for even the existing investors to consider, right? So again, I'm trying to put the screen up here, but it doesn't look like we're going to be succeeding on that part today. But if you go to javacapital.co/angel-investor-course, you will see all the topics that we cover during the course. Even if you miss this particular batch, um, we recommend you that you enter your information on the form that may be available there, so that we can get back to you whenever we have the next batch. So watch out for that. It'll be in the new years, obviously. I think we're all coming onto the holiday phase now, so we will probably not do anything in December once we finish up with this batch. But in the new year, we'll definitely start a new batch. If you're interested in this part, it'll be very I would encourage you to go and put all your information up there, right, so that we can come back and contact you.
Awesome. I think we've sold the stuff, Karthik. Well, yeah, awesome.
All right, so this pretty much wraps it up for us this week, right? Vinod, Bhargavi, anything else you guys want to share, before we let people go about their weekends?
Yeah, nothing from my end, man. Happy that this week it's short. Hopefully, we'll have some guests next.
Yeah, we'll have some surprise guest next week for sure. Oh, hey, we have somebody we know. Hey, Vinam. That's for you, Bhargavi. Message delivered, Vinam. Great. Yeah, you want to say something?
No, actually, he sent it quite some time back. That's why that
He
time
did.
I thanked. It came on YouTube.
Yeah, the timing was a little bad. Sorry.
It's
Strongly,
fine.
no, maybe maybe Vinam was saying an answer to that, because I was telling I know when to sell, right? Saying Bhargavi knows when to sell. You don't need to tell.
Yeah. Shut up, Vinod.
Thanks, Vinam. Thanks. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, this is
Awesome.
good. So we will sign off now. We'll see you again next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some exciting news. Hopefully, by next week. Some more announcements from Java Capital. Hopefully,
Yes,
And
yes,
and
yes,
yeah,
yes.
we are sending our first investor update emails to our backers. So if you want to know what Java Capital has been up to since in the last 6 months, and if you think you would want to start investing with us sometime, do reach out to us, and we will include you in our newsletter list, and you will get updates from us.
awesome.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. All right, guys. On that
Hello.
positive,
Happy weekend.
encouraging note,
Yeah.
have a
Bye
great
bye.
weekend.